Hello everyone, this is Irina Baker, your total mindset makeover mentor. And I'm here with my client Larry Carter, who is going to introduce himself here. And we're going to talk about his experiences and results that he received after working with me on Life Between Lives process, which is fascinating in itself. But when you get such great results, it's even double fascinating. So let's hear from you, Larry. Hi, Larry.
Hi, my name is Larry Carter. I, I recently decided that life before life was something that I wanted to do. So after reading several books around it, I became fascinated, and I started to look for who could, perform this with me, and several people came up. When they did come up. Irina was one of the people that came up, and another person, and I just kind of let my intuition guide me, and I felt that Irina was the right person for me, and it has proven successful. I mean, it was a great experience. One of the things that drew me to the life before life is I've had some bit of past life regression, but not in the way that Irene has done for me, and I'll get into that in a moment. I have done on some level, but life before life was very interesting because it goes into our souls, and I think that gives us a different makeup and a different understanding of who we are at a deeper level than just understanding the different lives that we've lived, because our lives that we live, yes, they make up our personality, but they don't really tell who exactly we are, and they don't really get into that detail, and that was very revealing and helped me to understand a lot more stuff, and it was more than I expected. I mean, it was way more, and the fact that I got more out of it than I totally expected it to be. And I had read, all three of Michael Newton's books about life before life, or the LBLs, and they were great. They were fascinating, and just like everybody had a rewarding experience, I had mine, and it was wonderful. Um, I kind of went over why I chose you already. Some of the benefits for me was in our first regression, and this is why I say it was different than any other regression, because Irina is fantastic. She does healing while she does it, and so in one of my past lives, I was shot with an arrow like in the back, and in this particular place, it was near the shoulder blade, and I've had pain there, whenever, like throughout my life, I've had pain there, and it would be pain where I feel like I'm not moving forward, because in the past life I was kind of hesitant, and that caused me to get shot with the arrow in the back. So I had this pain there for years, like pretty much all my life. It would come up when I was hesitating on something, so just came with the philosophy, just leap. And so as a result of that, it would always stick around, and I had no, I went to the doctor about it. No medical reason could be determined. Sometimes the area, the muscle in the back around it would, tense up so bad I would have to get the chiropractors to loosen me up and get that adjusted. And so now the pain is completely gone. I don't feel it at all. And that's what I mean by, her past life regression is so much more than what I've experienced before. My meditations are now deeper as a result of going through this experience. They've kind of hit a whole different level. One that I could not have fully reached in such a way. I've done meditations for years and so forth, and I get pretty deep meditations, but somehow it like awakened doing it this way. and it has propelled me even further than I was before with my meditation. So it becomes a lot easier to get into that state, and they're much more powerful after having achieved such a powerful one. And as a result, I do look forward to working more with Irina, and getting deeper and healing some of these past life things. One of the things they want to get into is my life purpose. And I really didn't find out my life purpose until recently. I mean, within this year, the beginning of the year. I can't say that I necessarily knew that I had a life purpose. I had feelings and aspirations to things that would want me to would say that I have some purpose, but I don't think I was mature enough at the time to really take notice in my younger years of what my life purpose was. So like many, I was going, step by step, day by day, just really bouncing around trying to find my way. And I can't say that any of that was bad. If you don't know your life purpose yet, it may just mean that you're not ready for it. And there was a lot of personal development and spiritual growth that I had needed to go through before I was even really ready to ask that question to myself: what is my life purpose? And so, it took pretty much 33 years for me to decide I'm ready for my life purpose. And I guess that, correlates with a lot of different teachings around where you're 30 something, people start to awake and decide what their life purpose is. And for me, it correlates a lot to my pentacles in numerology as kind of when I awoke into, for that change, to be looking for my life purpose. And so my life purpose is to actually go out and teach other people how to fish for themselves, how to be successful for themselves so that they can do their own life purpose. And after going, another validating connection for that was this year I started a business, nocube.com. We also have our blog up at blog.nocube, which is a fitness company that helps other fitness people be successful by partnering with them and actually growing legs onto their business to allow them to do what they love to do while we handle the business aspects of it for them and promote them so that they're a bigger brand. So we just started that this year. It's interesting as the right partners came to me, and the flow and so forth. And, it's just like everything came together. And, I was sensing that I had a block and kind of needed some spiritual growth, and that's more or less when I decided, I need to seek someone like Irene, and it was perfect. You ask for a teacher, and the universe always provides you with one, and a teacher will be there for you. And Irina was just that teacher, and is just that teacher to help me. I felt much more alive, like I felt my energy levels go up as a result of working with her, and I can't immensely say. I mean, it's allowed me to open up about things that I couldn't express before. I couldn't bring to words, but now I'm able to bring those things to words and actually talk about them, which also heals, past life pain or things that have kept me blocked in many different ways. It's immensely improved things between me and my wife. She even was saying, you guys communicate we communicate way better than that. And as a result, when you feel that you can communicate, you also feel more empowered, and you feel that you can connect to people because you're not hiding behind the facade of a mask anymore. You're not just bouncing around. You can really let who it is that you are shine without any issue or any problems like that. So now I feel like I can, more or less connect with people, which is important for what I want to do, because I want to go out there in my life mission and actually go out there and get people to do what they want to do in life so that the world can experience who they are as a person, and that and that's been important. And I've seen that in my past lives, how they have built up towards this life's mission of what I was supposed to do. And there's just so much that in that past life regression that kind of pointed to that same thing. One of the issues I had too was I kind of felt alone, and when I did the LBL, um, my wife, who is my soulmate, she was there actually there to greet me, and it just kind of showed like so many things about her now and so many things about her there just just showed me and everything, and it was so rewarding. I saw many other people. I saw my kids, and it just kind of showed me that I was loved. Everybody was there, like, hey, and they knew me, and I had different past life roles, which I'm sure I'll uncover more of those. But it was just great to see that. Okay, there are people I saw. My spirit guides, which was interesting because at first, like I had all of these questions about why do I see this, or why do I like these things, and it just kind of revealed itself to me, and it was a wonderful experience in that. You know, uh, I think a lot I've seen in myself the ability to kind of teach people, um, and I kind of see where that comes from, and that whole thing. As far as other things, one of the first regressions, the archangels, and I heard about them, but I thought it was more of a fairy tale myth type of thing, and the archangel showed up to me, and I was like, whoa, and it was definitely an experience, and I was like, okay, and it was like I knew exactly who it was, and then reading about it, I was like, okay, I see. And the stuff that the archangel told me was very profound, even though it was one word. And as we went into the regression, it just revealed itself, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I, I was like, I mean, it just showed the profound wisdom and how much one word could say, and how it meant so much that I didn't even realize. And Irina was there to guide me through, and it was just a very smooth and wonderful experience. It's like, I mean, I'm forever changed by those moments. Um, if I could describe this total result, I mean, I don't think words give it enough for what Irene has done for me, and I know that doesn't say a whole lot, but when you awaken in such a way where you have a newfound sense of purpose, and those blocks in your soul are moved, I mean, it does so much for you that I don't think we have a word to really describe it, because if I said, wow, I'm in awe, I mean, those just don't describe what it has done. I guess the biggest thing, and this would go for people that understand, is my vibration feels more pure and alive and focused with intensity. And I know that's a lot more words than just one, but it's kind of, it has moved me to more of a vibration of pure love for all things around. So you're kind of walking on a different cloud in a different way. You're perceiving the world around you in a different way, and then that's priceless. I mean, because then you start to attract different things. You start to see the world in a different light, and then you start to move towards that. And that's really positive, and just kind of breathtaking in itself. Before this point, I've never been hypnotized. In reality, I didn't think that I could get hypnotized. I was hopeful, but deep down, some part of me almost thought that I wasn't able to get hypnotized. And I don't know where that came from. I just knew that there were some people that couldn't. Um, One of the things that happened to me is, like during hypnotized, one of my guides would poke my arm and then like kind of like pluck at it and stuff like that. At first, I thought it was Irina, but then when I realized how quick it was poking my arm at points and every time trying to get my attention, trying to get me, what to reveal and so forth, I realized who it was, and it was my guide. I have two guides that I had met, and it was very rewarding because both of them I see how they played out and have been a great experience in my life. Um, in this, ideally, you would probably want to do more past life regressions on an average person. And I'm not saying that I'm above average by any means, but Irina suggested that we kind of probe where I was at and see, how many regression therapies that I needed to get where I was. And my guides told me that, it was more or less time for me to do this. So I didn't have any reservation, and I had meditated a bit before, trying to remove blocks. And I've had people remove blocks over the years that would have probably have prevented me to even to do this at this time. But I would think that, I mean, anybody would benefit from more uh, past life regression and healing, because it only enriches their experience when you do that, when you do the LBLs. Um, there was things that were revealed about me that I'm like, yes, those things do need healing. And it was, I mean, altogether it was just really a rewarding experience. Um, the first two sessions, Irina gradually got me there, put me on point to be where I needed to be. And I didn't know what to expect because, like I said, I had never done that before. And she was just smooth about it and just brought me right into it, and it just flowed really well. The energy was great. Her style was great. So I'd say it was a great experience, even though, like I said, I didn't know what to expect. Um, I was able to get really deep, like I was saying, deeper than I was able to get with meditation. And so this is what made me definitely say, even before I was out, my guide said, you need to do more meditation with her, or more regression with her, and more meditation. Told me things that I should do to more or less be all that I can be. And so I definitely look forward to being a long-term client with Irina because many of her clients said, I mean, the stuff that happens with Irina is priceless. You couldn't ask for a more wonderful human being. She's very professional. She gets down to business. She's understanding, and she, like for someone like me, sometimes I ramble and go off subject, and she keeps me on subject, which I really like. She's straightforward. She gets down. She's able to uncover things about you just from you talking that really help. Like she like gets down to what's causing the block, and you don't even see the block in yourself, but if you're open and understanding, she can point those things out for you and lead you to, healing those things rather quick. Like, I mean, that pain in my back, I can't tell you how many years I have put up with that whole thing. And, and to think that even during the session, I was thinking about keeping it. I mean, you can see how silly that is, and I'm so glad that that pain is gone. So I really look forward to Irina and anybody else. I tell you, find the money if you need to, do whatever you need to. It will benefit you in the end. So.
Wow, you could not say it better. You said it so well. And thank you, Larry. You just breezed through everything we wanted to discuss. You did it so beautifully. You speak so eloquently. I really appreciate how you just did it so well. That's amazing. Well, as you are amazing. So
Thank you so
it's
much.
been such a pleasure working with you because you are, I always say I'm very blessed with my clients, and the more I repeat it, the more the better clients I get. So I will repeat it again and again, but you are absolutely no exception in terms of you are a great client. You did the work, you showed up on the phone and personally, and you just went there and overcame resistance, whatever that was, and moved forward and did the work, and you got great results. And I know we will get even more results because now we are moving forward with more healings, the more understanding, and it's just perfect, right? I
Yes.
We are almost done because, like I said, you've done a beautiful job talking about your experiences. The only I want to clarify more for those people who come with the notion that they have to have 2 sessions only, because of course everybody wants to get to business right away, to get to LBL, and usually people say, okay, I need past life regression and LBL, and that's enough. And so you told me deep inside, you also thought, oh, let's get to business, let's get that LVL done, right? And then I said, no, Larry, we need to do 4 sessions. And you already mentioned how beneficial it was because, first of all, and tell me if I'm right, first of all, we've built rapport, we've built trust, right? Because you cannot go through the experiences like what you went through without trusting me. Is that correct?
Yes, but I think more than that. So, like with the trust, I had already trusted you on a different level before that. So I was already really at home with you because and this may not be true with everybody, but for me, like I can tell who a person is before they walk across the room. So my intuition is really good in that. And so over the years since I've been that uh, developed with my intuition, I know who I can trust and who I can't trust. So while other people may have to do that, and I agree they have to do that, and that wasn't really such a big deal for me because I already immensely trust you. It's like at a soul level, I knew who you were and knew you were safe and that I can trust you and that you were brought to me because I had threw that out, the intention to find you. And since I didn't know who you were, but I threw the intention out and kind of had, flirted with that intention about almost a year ago after reading some book about hypnotherapy and or reading a book and it coming up. So I was like, I don't know who that is and everything. And then since I threw that intention out, it had kind of have come to me slowly um, for that. So I was kind of being prepared for that. But I definitely say for me, like I had thought I'm gonna do the LBL and that's it, and I'm done. I didn't really realize that you had to do regressions in between there. I mean, I had read about, well, you do a regression. I thought that happened at the same time. And so it's very important for people who may not trust to definitely have more sessions. Two probably would be not be enough for most people, but again, I gave that intention out that I wasn't going to let anything block me, and I was just going to overcome blocks. And I had also given that intention to my guides to help me through that. So, I was kind of it was kind of a different point for me, but I would definitely say that most people would probably or would definitely, even if you don't think you would have meant, benefit with a lot more, and that can change based on who it is. But even as prepared as I was, uh, you can't do it without the regression beforehand. And Irina, I mean, trust Irina when she tells you you need two or more. She knows exactly because she's very intuitive. So she knows just by talking to you, she can fill it out and say, this person needs this many, or this person needs this before they can come to it. Because she's had other clients, if you listen to them. In particular, Josh was told that he needs quite a few before he could do it. And then at the end of his testimony, he was even like, "Yeah, that was spot on." She reviewed me and said, "Okay, you can do it with just two and everything." And I was like, "Okay,
With
yeah,
four, not two, four.
four. Sorry. You can do it with just four." And as a result, and she was spot on with that. Like I would not have been able to do it had I not. I mean, there was some blocks there that I mean, I I just would not have made it in the first one, and I would have been disappointed or whatever. So, like you trust any other professional to help you out. Hold on one moment for me.
Well,
Sorry about that. But like you trust any other professional to help you out, um, definitely trust Irina that she knows what she's doing. She's very professional and an expert at what she does. So when she recommends something to you, you're getting top-notch advice. I mean, from the best in the industry. So
thank you. And one more point, and it's not right now even for you. Right now, we're talking about for future people who would come to me so they can be prepared in terms of what to expect and why we're doing it, why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. And so you mentioned that with each session, we had 4 sessions. With each session, you would get deeper and deeper in hypnosis. First of all, you were already very good, even though you were not hypnotized before, as you said, but you followed the instructions, you went deep. But nevertheless, with each session, you went deeper and deeper, and the last one was exceptionally deep, right? Would you
yes,
comment on that?
yes, it was really deep. Irina told me, she said, make sure you're not driving much or anything that day and everything. And like I was kind of in that daydream meditative state all day long after, like hypnosis. And it's not saying that you don't come out, but I mean that, like I'm already, a person that daydreams all day long anyway. So it was easy for me to keep slipping back into that state and daydreaming about different things. So um, I, I definitely say the sessions as they progress, because getting deeper is important because you can't do it if you're not able to get deeper into hypnosis. But at the same time, you're actually overcoming blocks in those different sessions. So, like your assemblage point is shifting as you're going through it. And if you've read any of like Don Juan stuff, it's like you're tapped with each one for your assemblage point to move into a different realm. And as you're doing that, it's slowly adjusting you to where your assemblage point can do an LVL. If your assemblage point is not there to do an LVL, you're just not going to make it no matter how much you try or anything. But your assemblage point has to be slowly dialed in and tuned in to where you can actually do that. You just can't make the leap without guidance to make that leap. And like like Don Juan and the other shamans, if you've read that, how they guide their students to, it's the exact same thing. You're being guided to switch your perception to a different state that you just don't normally do. And in this, she guides you very slowly. I mean, you can't, just totally turn the dial. I mean, it's not something that you can do. I adjust, I think, very quickly to things, because that's how I am as a person. I kind of go feet first, and then just change as it hits me. I think a lot of people in general have to take it in strides, and even I have to take it in strides. But it's definitely the more the easier it is. Because some things are just shocking. And when I say that, I don't mean, things about the soul world are shocking. It's really things about yourself that are shocking. Like you see yourself in a different light, and experience things in a different light. So when you see yourself in a different light, sometimes you're kind of shocked at it, but you deep down know it as an internal truth. And so sometimes you don't want to accept it. And as a result of not accepting it, you kind of uh, want to run away. Like an experience I had is as my soul, I guess generally when I see my body, I don't go into my body. I stay on the outside, near it, and everything like that, and I just don't. And various things were revealed to me about that, but I just don't. And as a result, it was such a shock when Irina said, "Go in there and feel." Um, I almost woke up out of hypnosis, and I was at a 10. And that's like the barriers that you go through with yourself, because um, deep down I knew that I didn't want to do that, because about stuff about me that needed healing. And so Irina was, able to walk me through that and help me heal through that. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And so these are why you need those sessions, because those sessions actually help you go past blocks and that you don't even realize that you have, or that you may be masking in yourself. So as for new clients, I would definitely say this is something that you definitely want to take to heart. And when she's like guarding you, you need to first get over certain things. And it's just like Don Juan, when he was explaining it, you have to get over certain things. You overcome certain things and you move. You overcome. And she can kind of see where you're at already, and that's why she recommends the amount of sessions. How much is it going to take her to get you where you need to go? And like I said, she's intuitive about that, so she knows, she can tell where you're at. And so I say definitely trust in her. You definitely need it. You don't go wrong by having any of the sessions. Each of the sessions help you, and in fact, you probably crave more, like I did, and become a long-term client. And that's my blessing and wish for every new person, that they'll become a long-term client, because the experience is rewarding in itself. Like I said, it's helped me with my relationship. Um, I had a issue in which uh, I wanted to start just a healthier way of eating and so forth. And so we have a refrigerator that, just wasn't accommodating for that, with, having kids and everything. It gets filled up really quick. And so every time I would go to buy a new refrigerator, something would come up. And it'd be like, okay, I'm not going to buy a new refrigerator. And it's crazy, because it's like, generally I have the money to buy that refrigerator. But every time, there was that block, and it was like deep down I didn't really want to buy it. So in my reality, I manifest the problem. And so after going through Irene, the second session in, I was able to go buy that refrigerator. So that was really awesome, and that was a big step, and showed that I was no longer trying to, eat better or do better. I actually was in the motion of doing, and I had put it into doing, and I've had improvement since then. So I mean, there's many different things and benefits for this. Like I feel more big things are coming, and so I definitely say anybody, and you got to look at where you're at in life, right? And everybody needs a coach, and which is basically a teacher for whatever level. So if you're thinking about Irina, and your intuition has brought you there, it has brought you there for a reason. It didn't just bring, no coincidences happen. Your higher self brought you to that point to where you've met Irina, and that's telling you too. Certain teachers come at certain times, and if you're at Irina, then I would say you're about to do something big. So,
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you just breezed through again very well. And we're right on time. We got minute to finish. So, Larry, thank you again. And I know we will go to great depths together and we will get great results together. And right now, I would like very fast for you to say again your website, the name of your business, your name, just for the people to know if they need to come to you for your reasons, for your business, they can.
but again, my name is Larry Carter. Our website is nocubed.com. What we do is we like to partner with various different people in the healthcare or in sports and nutrition. Right now, we have a lot of weightlifting champions that have won different weightlifting competitions that we are working with so that they can get out exercise programs, nutritional supplements, and so forth. And we kind of build them into a brand so it is that they can reach their base and do what it is that they love, teach people about fitness and nutrition. So, again, we welcome anybody, and we'll partner with anybody that is enthusiastic about it and really sees themselves helping the world and doing something great with something that they love, like, working out, fitness, and nutrition.
Thank you, Larry. And also for everybody who wants to take the next step in manifesting what they want in life, I have prepared and designed and taught a video course, 7-day video course named Dream Manifesting Formula, the step-by-step guide to achieving your dreams big and small. So take advantage of that as well by going to dreammanifestingformula.com. Once again, I'm Irina Baker, your total mindset makeover mentor, and thank you so much for your attention. I hope you got a lot out of our conversation, of Larry's description, and we say happy day today and for the rest of this year. Bye-bye.
Bye.